Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, Must Love Labs. My name is Alan. On this channel we discuss tips and tools for how to raise, breed, and sell Labrador Retrievers as quality family pets. So if you're new here, you might consider subscribing. In today's video, we're going to do some dog breeding business Q&A. This is where we answer questions that you folks have been writing in on the channel. Let's get to it. Okay, let's get to some of these questions. Cristobal Pacheco writes, she says, I heard another breeder mention that she keeps her stud dogs in a different location from the females so that he'll be more interested when she comes into her heat cycle. She's noticed that I keep all of my dogs together and have I had a problem with this? Well, keeping them all together can be problematic. I'm not so sure about separating the stud dogs so that it'll be more interested when the female comes into heat. I haven't actually experienced that. What I have experienced is that my male dogs are always interested. Now we're talking about Sam and Wyatt. Those are my studs. And Sam's the big yellow lab and Wyatt's our up and coming silver. And they're always interested. Even when the girls aren't interested, the boys are. And when they come into heat, when the females come into the heat cycles, then the boys get super interested. Now, this can be problematic if you've got dogs that you don't want breeding. For instance, I don't want my yellow stud dog, Sam, to breed with my chocolate female, Livy. Not that that would be too big of a problem, but that's what I got Wyatt for, was to breed with Livy. And Sam is responsible for breeding. He was with Rosie. We retired Rosie. She got spayed. And we just let her hang out now and be Queen Bee. And Jasmine is going to be breeding with Sam to make the yellow, almost Snow White puppies that we're kind of famous for. So separating them when the dogs are in heat and you don't want some of them breeding, that's the bigger issue. We haven't had any kind of a problem with desire on the part of the males. And to that end, we ended up building a concrete floor bachelor pad. That's what I call it. That's where we put the kennels on top of concrete for my stud dogs because that's the only way that we can convince them that they can't get out and go chase the girls. We tried it with gravel floor kennels, which is fine for the females, but the boys, even though they really can't dig out of those because there's goat panels in the bottom of them, there is some gravel that they can dig down through and some dirt, and they think that there's a slight chance. And as long as they think there's a chance, they'll keep at it all day. Once we put them on concrete and they realized there was no way they're digging out, they're not going to tunnel out through concrete, they realized this pretty quick, and that took all the stress off because then they quit trying. So that was problematic, but not a desire issue. I haven't noticed that. I'm not saying that somebody else has. Maybe they have. We really haven't had a problem with the stud dogs wanting to. It's actually the opposite. Dealing with them when we don't want them to is the bigger issue. Great question. Hey everybody, if you're getting value from this video, do us a favor and hit that like button. It really does help out quite a bit. And thanks in advance for doing that. Okay, next question. Ms. Shook had asked, she's interested about pre-mating care for both her male and her female, asking about shots and diet and these types of things. And absolutely there is. And oddly enough, the way you're going to want to take care of your dogs is the same whether you're going to breed them or not, at least in the beginning. So you want to buy good breeding stock, of course, and then you want to get them on a good quality kibble or a good quality diet. I use a mixture of kibble and some other foods that we prepare for them. Chicken and rice I discussed in one of my other videos, that kind of thing. But you want them on a good diet. You want to be exercising them well and looking after their needs that way. They need to be up to date on their shots and their worm medicine, heartworm preventative, these kinds of things. and you get them into your vet and have a discussion with your vet about breeding in the future, and start to think about it that way. But oddly enough, you'd be taking care of these dogs about the same whether you're going to breed them or not. Now, when it gets close to breeding time, and I'll reference Labradors, that's usually long about the third heat cycle, you're going to want to let your vet x-ray your dog's hips and elbows for OFA certifications, and to let your vet have a look at the skeletal structure and make sure that the dogs are good to go for breeding that way. And let your vet give your female and your male both a wellness exam to make sure that they're fit for breeding and that he believes they're a good breeding stock. And then you can move forward with it. Great question. Okay, June Gemois asks if I'm having trouble getting my pregnant girl to eat puppy food. Any suggestions? Yes, absolutely. We've got some suggestions for that. I made a video about it, how to feed a pregnant dog. And they get finicky. What will happen is their nutritional requirements have changed dramatically. Now that they've got a belly full of puppies going on, the normal food that they've been eating is no longer the correct diet for them. It's okay, but they need a lot more of something, a lot more of a lot of different things actually, protein, calcium, the list goes on. So we made a video about this, how to deal with pregnant dogs. They get finicky about halfway through their pregnancy and they'll quit eating. And we move them over to puppy food at that point. And we mix in some chicken and rice. I'll show you how to do it in the video that we made. I'll put a card into it right here, how to feed a pregnant dog. But that's what's going on. And a related question was asked about how long we continue to feed the mama dog puppy food after she's had her puppies. That's the entire time that she's nursing those pups. So as long as she's still producing milk and feeding babies, which is going to be around 4 weeks, 5 weeks for sure, it starts to taper off. You get them on mash at about 3 weeks, and out at about 5 weeks, the mama dog's pretty much done making milk. So we'll keep her on puppy food throughout that entire time, about halfway through the pregnancy, all the way to when she quits nursing her pups. Great question. Again, I'll put in a card of that. Hope that helps you out. If you'd like to support our channel, there's a thanks button at the bottom of this video. You can always visit us on the web at mustlovelabs.com. If you'd like to watch more of these Q&A style videos, we've got a playlist for these right here. If you'd like to learn more about becoming a dog breeder, we've got a playlist for that right here. Thanks as always for stopping in to Must Love Labs, and we'll see you in the next video.